Welcome to the iTwin Developer Conference. We're so happy to have you here today. My name is Sheena Gaines, and I'm the Director of Business Development and Partnerships for the iTwin platform. Our goal for this event is to inspire developers and innovators, such as yourself, to build digital twin solutions for the design, construction, and operations phase for the world's infrastructure. We've been hard at work to create a software development platform that enables you to build immersive applications, whether it's mobile or web-based, and it helps end users better design, build, manage, and understand their infrastructure assets. This is done by integrating engineering data from diverse formats and sources and aligning that data with other data formats such as reality data, IoT data, construction data, and more. The iTwin platform also provides documentation, samples, and tutorials to help you accelerate your development efforts quickly. We also offer a developer accreditation program to enhance your expertise of the iTwin platform while providing you with access to a community of peers and technical support from our developer success team. Now, today's event will feature experts from Bentley Systems, as well as from our iTwin partner ecosystem. Here you'll see enhancements to the iTwin platform, a preview of applications built on the platform, and technical sessions that demonstrate how the iTwin platform APIs can help you build your own powerful digital twin solutions for the built environment. Some of these sessions are pre-recorded, but our Bentley experts are standing by live to answer your questions, and that will take place later on in the day at the end of the general session. And at the conclusion of the event, we will share with you how to access these materials on demand. Now, at the end of today's event, we're hoping that you'll be inspired by the things you saw and what you can accomplish with the iTwin platform so you can start building your own digital twin solution. Now, I'd like to introduce you to Pavan Amani, VP of Software Development for the iTwin platform. He'll be giving us today's keynote. Take it away, Pavan.
Hi, I'm Pavan Amani, Vice President of Software Development for the iTwin platform. We have some inspiring things to share with you today, and we look forward to learning more about you and your digital twin development needs and goals. I'm guessing most of you are familiar with the term digital twins, but just so we're all using the same definition, we think of a digital twin as a virtual representation of real-world entities and processes that are synchronized at a specified frequency and fidelity. So if that's the definition of a digital twin, the next question is, why do we need digital twins? Digital twins are made up of data, and we can use that data to understand what is happening in the real world and make better decisions that influence the real world. All of us experience infrastructure assets and their contributions to our life every day. It might be when we flip the switch to turn on the lights, drive to work on our roads, or get water from the tap to drink. Many of these experiences are being optimized by using digital twins, allowing stakeholders to visualize the asset, understand how the asset has been performing, and run simulations to improve the asset and its performance. When we speak to users of digital twins, they're excited about how digital twins can be used to manage existing infrastructure, and they're hungry for solutions. This makes sense, given that digital twins offer tremendous opportunities to help reduce operational costs, improve health, safety, and advance sustainability. I want to highlight that infrastructure digital twins are not just about the operating phase. They also offer tremendous value in the various phases of conceptualizing, designing, maintaining, enhancing, and ultimately decommissioning of infrastructure in service of our needs. All these phases can and do use digital twins to gain better outcomes, insights, and efficiency. To help advance digital twins for the infrastructure industry, Bentley has created iTwins. And iTwin brings together the various silos of data that represent a real-world asset into a single view of truth. It is a container for information and data associations used to construct a digital twin which can be visualized and queried by iTwin applications. This data can include engineering design files, which are traditionally locked away on someone's desktop or server. And this information is not available to those who do not have a license to the applications where this data was created. If available, this engineering design data can be invaluable. For example, what is behind the walls and what happens if I've removed the wall? Is the wall load-bearing? Does it have utilities running through it, making it costly to relocate? You also must keep the digital twin constantly up to date so that decisions and insights are being made on the true reflection of the real-world asset. For engineering data, this means that if a column is added or an overhead sign is installed, the digital twin should be seamlessly updated and the impacts immediately recognized. One of the major benefits of using iTwins is that engineering data can be easily added and kept up to date without manual workflows. And iTwin can also include photogrammetry data, point clouds, or laser scan data to help capture the as-built state of the assets. It can also include GIS and terrain data, sensor data to help understand the current and historical performance of the asset, along with asset performance data. It is important to note that there is no right or wrong answer to what information is required to build an iTwin. You can start with the information that is available to you and then add to the iTwin over time as more data becomes available. There's a massive investment being made in digital twins in today's global infrastructure market. iTwins provide a powerful way for asset owners and their supply chain to achieve greater efficiency with their asset. To maximize the value of digital twins and meet the need, it will take an ecosystem of independent software vendors, integrators, engineering firms, and strategic partners like yourselves. That is why we created the iTwin platform. At its core, the iTwin platform consists of a set of building blocks that allows developers to contribute data to an iTwin, enhance and validate the iTwin, and leverage the intelligence of an iTwin. We deliver this through a robust set of iTwin platform services, each backed with well-documented APIs and samples. We also provide a broad set of open source resources, including iTwin.js, which provides the key functionality needed for building, querying, and visualizing an iTwin. We also support the ability to build extensions to an iTwin application so that developers can contribute incremental value without having to deliver their own bespoke applications. iTwin platform provides high-level functionality with all the necessary scale and security, allowing you to focus on your core competencies and add value for your customers. Throughout today's developer conference, you will have the opportunity to learn more about the various iTwin platform services that can be used to connect data to an iTwin, enhance that iTwin, and then leverage the iTwin in your own applications. One example of how the iTwin platform enables applications to add incremental value to an iTwin is EarthCam. EarthCam has recently integrated with the iTwin platform into their application in order to leverage iTwins that were originally created in Bentley Synchro application. This has allowed EarthCam to both provide better integration to existing customers and to present other Synchro users with this value-added service that merges high-resolution imagery from their cameras to the iTwin. You may not be aware, but the iTwin platform is not only used by third-party developers, but it is also used by Bentley applications such as Synchro to create digital twin applications which are powered by iTwin. As you can see here, both EarthCam and Synchro are able to leverage the same iTwin by building their applications with the iTwin platform. Each of them has integrated with the iTwin platform services that are necessary to address their respective workflows. such as the iModel Access Service, which they're both using to visualize the iModel and query data from it. Next up, we have a preview of some of the latest apps created with the iTwin platform, followed by an iTwin developer spotlight.
HEPTA Airborne is transforming the inspections process with its AI-driven Powerline analysis platform called uBird. uBird aggregates RGB, IR, and LiDAR imaging generated by drones, satellites, and helicopters, and combines them into detailed models to create actionable reports on the condition of power grids. HEPTA Airborne uses the iTwin Visualization API to bring LiDAR point cloud visualization into uBird. Users can make use of iTwin tools to take measurements and identify specific locations associated with point cloud data. By combining point cloud data with other types of data, HEPTA Airborne enables a more complete understanding of the power grid's condition. M2X AI built the Panel Config app to transform the framing detailing process for general contractors and subcontractors engaged in the prefabrication of interior walls and light gauge metal framing. The Panel Config app uses the iTwin platform to spatially query federated building geometry and metadata, and uses that data to generatively detail optimized interior wall panels. The app delivers improved coordination, speed, and quality by automating clash detection and the detailing of framing elements. The Panel Config app makes use of the iTwin Game Engine codebase, EC-SQL spatial queries, and the presentation and synchronization APIs. CC Tech created the HVAC Twin cloud-based platform to transform the HVAC design process. HVAC Twin enables quick turnaround between design iterations, leading to energy and cost-efficient HVAC designs. Designers and engineers can add sensor data, make connections, and start visualizing data such as temperature, occupancy, and CO2 levels in order to diagnose and improve HVAC systems performance. HVAC Twin makes use of the iTwin platform's data management and visualization services. Silo AI Flow was created to transform the process of analyzing pipeline infrastructure networks. The app enables pipeline operators to predict future maintenance needs and optimize network operation. Silo AI Flow combines data including pipeline structure, age, environmental data, and asset maintenance history, and performs a multi-source, machine learning-based analysis to detect anomalies and predict the location of future leaks and maintenance issues. Silo AI Flow uses the iTwin Visualization API. ClimateTwin's mission is to transform how infrastructure stakeholders assess and mitigate climate risks. ClimateTwin aggregates and visualizes infrastructure datasets with other types of data, including climate models and scientific data, to perform risk analysis and design simulation, and to identify vulnerabilities to climate variables. ClimateTwin uses iTwin visualization and data management APIs.
So SmartViz helps building owners and operators boost the performance of their buildings and assets. We do this by using data analytics within a digital twin environment, which shows in real time how the building is performing, which spaces are working well, which spaces are not working well. Think of SmartViz as this intelligent cognitive layer on a digital twin. So at the simplest level, iTwin provided that core digital twin framework, the components, the platform, but its real power came from the fact that it's integrated with Azure Cloud and with IoT Hub and Azure Maps. which means we can integrate directly SmartViz to the 3D BIM model as well as the sensors and the network that we are relying for our data streaming.
So I'm a new user to iTwin platform. Having said this, it was really easy to program. And now that I'm using it, I see several benefits. We get our 3D model of the building to iTwin platform. Then we have our sensors installed into the buildings. Once we do that, we can simply connect the real-time sensor data to our digital model. And this is where the magic happens, basically, because what SmartViz need is a scalable digital twin platform, because our data that comes from sensor are constantly growing. We keep the track of what has happened a year ago or 2 years ago. And we also predict what will happen in the future. And this is where iTwin provides its robust functionality to us. iTwin platform does provide great JavaScript library. It's really easy to program. You can get your model to iTwin platform using several APIs in a matter of minutes. And once you are there, you can use several other APIs to synchronize your data from sensors or from connect it to IoT hub, etc. Visualization API helps us to build a really good looking 3D model. We can hide the building categories, or also we can adjust the transparency of the building objects that allows user to see what's actually in the inside of the building. So this asynchronization API comes into play, and it really helps us to get our updated model to our iTwin platform quickly. There is this data management API. As I said, like we have sensors installed and the data is continuously flowing from it. And we need this data management real-time data API is for synchronizing or connecting this on-site sensors to our digital twin application. As a developer, I would say I found iTwin documentation really easy to read and easy to follow. You can also follow their YouTube channel, which has several videos how to get started about iTwin. The Bentley website, you could also find that there are several accreditation courses for iTwin platform.
I think the big picture value that iTwin provided SmartViz was that speed and reliability, and so that SmartViz could focus on that intelligent layer. The main focus for SmartViz now is on the existing assets, helping our clients to get closer to the net zero goals, helping them implement hybrid working, and generally boost the performance of their buildings.
It's really exciting to see so many unique solutions all being built on the iTwin platform. And now I'd like to introduce Sam Migliori, Senior Director of Developer Success, and Kaustubh Page, Director of Product Management, who will give you an update on the platform's latest capabilities and features.
Hey, I'm Sam Migliori. I'm Director of Developer Success here at iTwin Platform. And together with my colleague, Kaustubh Page, we're here to give you an iTwin Platform update. So the first thing I want to talk about when we talk about our update is actually the Developer Success team. Since our last developer conference, we've created our Developer Success team. And we're here to help you get your solutions to market more effectively and more efficiently throughout the lifecycle phases. So we can help with things like envisioning, like architectural reviews, like design reviews, and even hackathons with your team. So if you're creating an iTwin solution and you need help with that, please feel free to contact us at Developer Success, and we'll do our best to give you a hand to get to market fast. Next, I'd like to talk about some of our new accreditation courses. If you haven't already taken our existing accreditation courses, I would urge you to go to developer.bentley.com and please take that accreditation course. It will help you get familiar with some of the aspects of iTwin platform. And again, we're continuing to add to that. So you'll see that we now have things like our intro to iTwin APIs. It's going to be a little bit broader coverage of all of our iTwin APIs. And it'll get you more familiar with all aspects of the platform. And we've also included a new accreditation course on property validation. So what that's going to allow you to do is take our property validation service and make sure that the data that's coming in from our connectors into your iTwin is fit for purpose for its lifecycle state. So please go to developer.bentley.com, look at the original accreditation courses, and check out these new accreditation courses. And part of that accreditation course is also available on our iTwin blogs. We are now including iTwin blogs on developer.bentley.com, and so you can go to our web pages and our blogs and see some of the latest news on iTwin platform. You can see examples from our developers on things that they have built that they think might be useful to you, concepts that they'd really like to get across to you, and of course, some ideas about what's coming in our iTwin platform, like our new accreditation courses. So please go check out iTwin blogs on developer.bentley.com. And the next thing I really want to talk about is our samples. As I interact with a lot of our partners, I realize that not a lot of folks are aware of all the samples that we have on developer.bentley.com. So for instance, if you were to go to our samples page today, you would see over 80 samples that will give you a range of subjects that you can cover. Things like basics of iTwin platform synchronization, reporting, our libraries. It also delves way deep into our viewer. And of course, we also have samples for our UI aspects as well. So if you're looking for a way to get started very quickly when you're building an iTwin solution, you should check out our samples section, because you can actually take those samples and you can export them and begin using them directly in your own solutions. And as part of that, I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the sandboxes that we create. If you go to developer.bentley.com, or if you go to itwinjs.org, you'll see some of the sandboxes that we have available. And a couple that I really want to point out to you are things like our mesh exports. So if you're looking for a way to interact with gaming engines or produce mesh from your existing iTwin, you can use the Mesh Export API and that sandbox. You can take that code, you can export it, and you begin using it very quickly in your own solution. We also have new sandboxes for reporting, like iModel Odata. It helps you understand how you can export that data and use it in various reporting engines like Power BI. And it will also teach you how to begin to use some of our reporting widgets. And speaking of that, I kind of want to start talking about our reporting widgets as well. We're not only producing just services and APIs, we actually are producing a lot of widgets that you can use in your own solutions. Our reporting widgets are just a great example of that. So I'm highlighting two of them here for you. The first is grouping and mapping, and what that allows you to do is take all the data that's coming in from the engineering designs that you're bringing in with our connectors, and it helps you to align that very easily and group it together and map it together so that you can begin reporting on it in a much more easy fashion than normal. And secondly, I really want to talk about the fact that what we see happening right now in the industry is a real focus on sustainability, specifically with carbon capture and carbon offsets. So we've produced a reporting widget that you can easily embed in your solutions for helping you produce analysis on your carbon offsets. This report widget itself will help you integrate your designs with One Click LCA, which is an industry-leading carbon assessment database. We are expanding that to work with others, but it will let you get that data directly to One Click and begin calculating your carbon calculations directly from the design that is brought in and synchronized into your iTwin. If you need more information about those reporting widgets, or if you want to know more about reporting, you can use these links to get more information. We have links here for grouping and mapping so that you can understand not only what it does, but how to use it inside of your code, and it can get you started very quickly. We have some links about reporting generation and the one-click widget that I showed you on the last slide. We have some webinars that I think would be very interesting for you to look at. And in fact, we have a webinar and a link to it showing you how some of our partners have actually created their own carbon assessment reports in 2 days using the reporting widgets and services and APIs that I've talked about here. And the final feature that I'm going to talk about right now is our ability to now take an iTwin and export to GLTF. We recognize that not every iTwin and digital twin is going to be built by the same vendor. You're not going to get the data from the same vendor. You're not going to have to consume it in the same way at all times. It's going to take multiple vendors to make your digital twin successful. So what we've done is we've created a way to export your iTwin directly to GLTF so that you can begin to consume those iTwins in different engines, specifically things like gaming engines, like Unity and Unreal. So when you have to put sort of an AR flare or feature into your iTwin solution, you can use this GLTF pipeline to do that. And a little bit more information on GLTF, I'm going to provide you with some links that you're going to use to be able to get to our mesh export API. We'll teach you how to use it. We have a mesh export sandbox, which actually gives you the code that you can export and use directly inside your own solution. And also I'm including some links for our webinars on how we're working with Unity and Unreal to provide that sort of AR experience directly with Bentley's iTwins. So before I turn this over to Kaustup, I'm going to make one more pitch. If you haven't been to developer.bentley.com, you owe it to yourself to go there. That's where we have all of our documentations, all of our samples. You can get to our sandboxes. It can really help you get started a lot faster. So if you're ready to get started with iTwin Platform, please go to developer.bentley.com. And now I'm going to hand it over to Kaustup.
Thanks, Sam. Hello, everyone. I'm Kaustup Page, Director of Product Management at iTwin Platform, and we are thrilled to have you here with us. I will be talking about a few more key advancements that we have made on iTwin Platform. So working with our partners who are focusing on construction, operation, and maintenance side of the asset, we have realized the support for mobile device is a must. And I am happy to announce the launch of Mobile Development Kit, iTwin Mobile SDK, which support iOS as well as Android. One of the key features of iTwin Mobile SDK is to work offline by downloading an iModel from iTwin service. This offline mode will unlock all on-site workflows on your mobile device. So you can take iTwin Mobile SDK and build an application from scratch or integrate iTwin Viewer into your existing mobile app. So make sure you attend the detailed deep dive session later today about iTwin Mobile SDK. Let's look at another key features that we have launched. It's iTwin Extensions Framework. With iTwin Extensions Framework, developers can build reusable and scalable applications by taking the extension and putting that into multiple applications that they're building. Even we at iTwin Platform are taking this extensions framework and building the features on top of it so that the development on iTwin Platform is really fast-paced. I'm excited to see the progress on iTwin Extensions Framework and the potential that it brings, which can unlock future capabilities like runtime extension loading. Make sure you attend the deep dive session later today talking about iTwin Extensions Framework. Moving on, let's look at some of the challenges on data alignment and digital twin creation. Working with our partners who are focusing on engineering workflows, we are seeing digital twins created at an unprecedented scale. On the iTwin platform, we have digital twin created with more than 21 million design elements. For such mega digital twins, for some of the workflows, we have to optimize the engineering data to make the workflows faster. So we have transformation service on iTwin platform, which can filter, optimize, or combine engineering data in the digital twin. Just to put things in prospect, we are improving the performance of already performant iTwin Viewer up to 70% for graphics loading time for some of these mega digital twins. Also, transformation service allows you to combine many small digital twins together to form a larger digital twin, sometimes spanning over thousands of acres. We will be soon launching data alignment transformation, where you can define your own schema and the engineering data in your digital twin can be transformed based on your schema definitions. There are many more key features I would love to discuss with you, such as reality data service, AR development, advancements on machine learning, insights, but in interest of time, I'll stop over here. Make sure you attend the deep dive technical sessions later today, and also check out the exhibit hall for our feature partners. I am excited to see what applications you will build with iTwin platform. Thank you.